Want to see more cool videos on our channel? We do, so press this bell and enable to send notifications.
Number 7. The Dancing Plague. In July of 1518, a woman referred to as Frau Trophea stepped into a narrow street in Strasbourg, France, and began a fervent dancing vigil that lasted between 4 and 6 days. By the end of the week, 34 others had joined her, and within a month, the crowd of dancing, hopping, and leaping individuals had swelled to 400. In their hysteria, many in the crowd began to fall from heart attacks, dehydration, strokes, and physical exhaustion. One report of the event indicated that up to 15 people a day were felled by what was eventually named the Dancing Plague. What compelled them to dance to the point of near death? Physicians were consulted, but they could not find a definitive cause. They ruled out supernatural causes, calling it a natural disease caused by hot blood, and encouraged more dancing to relieve it. Modern researchers have speculated that the cause could have been related to ingestion of the ergot fungi, which grows on wheat and contains the toxin ergotamine, a chemical compound similar to LSD that can have psychoactive effects when ingested. Number 6. Poland River Creature. This video appears to show the moment a strange creature was pulled out from a lake, put on a stretcher, and taken away by mysterious officials. Captured in Poland, the short film shows a group of men in what looks like white biohazard suits, working with others dressed in similar attire to paramedics. Lasting 2 minutes, the footage begins with the men in white suits surrounding a mysterious body on the banks of a river. The men then lift the shape up and place the creature onto a stretcher. The men dressed as paramedics then wheel the creature away to an unknown location, and no one has heard anything of the incident since. While some think the footage is undoctored, others think it is more likely to be some kind of publicity stunt. What do you guys think? Number 5. Peter Bergmann. From June 12th to June 16th, 2009, a mysterious elderly man with a heavy Germanic accent visited the coastal towns of Sligo in Ireland, where he spent his final days. The man checked himself into the Sligo City Hotel under the name Peter Bergmann and paid for his stay in cash. On June 16th, the body of this enigmatic man was found on a beach under very mysterious circumstances. Investigators looked at all available CCTV footage in an attempt to work out what had happened to him. They noticed that when Bergmann left the hotel each morning, he was carrying a disposable plastic bag. He would then return later each day, seemingly without this bag. It is believed that he was gradually and carefully disposing of his personal belongings, though no evidence has ever been found. On the second morning of his stay, the man visited the local post office, where he purchased 8 postage stamps and airmail stickers. Presumably, this means that he sent out several letters in the post, most likely to friends and family, but this is only speculation. The CCTV footage assembled from the case shows a great deal of the man's comings and goings inside the hotel and around the town. However, no footage exists of the moments in which he disposed of the contents in his purple bag. Investigators believe that by meticulously and intentionally avoiding cameras during these key moments, the man was attempting to hide his actions and decrease the chances of his disposed belongings ever being found. It is unknown why this man seemed so intent on permanently hiding his identity, though it is clear that this was very important to him. The real mystery began when investigators uncovered that the name Peter Bergmann was an alias, as there is no record of anyone in the same age bracket or description possessing this name anywhere. On his final day in Sligo, the man checked out of the hotel with his purple plastic bag and 2 more black bags. He then walked to the bus station where he is spotted on CCTV carrying only 2 bags. The man goes inside the coffee shop and can be seen in the footage pulling out a piece of paper and reading it, tearing it up. He then took a bus to the beach of Ross's Point. Many witnesses saw him and reported that he was pacing up and down the beach and seemed to be behaving strangely. It was at this beach that his body was later found. Bizarrely, the mysterious man had removed all labels from his clothing and had no wallet, money, or any forms of identification on his person. An autopsy was performed and determined that there was no signs of foul play and no signs of saltwater drowning. Further examination showed that the man had extensive prostate cancer and numerous bone tumors. But despite his bad health, the toxicology report showed that there were no drugs, including painkillers, in his system, which meant he would have been in a significant amount of pain. The most accepted theory is that the man traveled to Ireland and decided to take his own life. However, despite further investigations, police are completely unable to discover who this man was, how he died, and the reasons for his mysterious actions. Number 4. Tyson Timetraveler. On September 18, 2015, video footage of a Mike Tyson and Peter McNeely fight from August 1995 was uploaded to YouTube. Someone in the crowd is seen taking a picture from what appears to be a smartphone device, or a device way ahead of the 90s. Aliens! I don't know if it's a time traveler or not, but no one can explain what camera it is. The clip shown above is real footage from the 1995 Tyson-McNeely fight and does include glimpses of an audience member using a device similar in appearance to a modern camera phone, the first example of which was not sold until 1995. Could this have been a time-traveling boxing fan returning from the near future to witness a particular match in person? Though some have speculated that the object in question is simply an unusual handheld portable camera, its distinct shape, a thin white rectangle with round corners, makes it appear much colder to a modern iPhone. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. Number 3. The Tromp. On August 29, 2016, an Australian family of 5 decided to go on a technology-free, off-the-grid road trip, convinced that they were being pursued and needed to escape their home. For reasons unknown, married couple Mark and Jacoba Tromp were convinced that someone was out to rob and kill them, and believed that they had to flee their Red Currant farm. They took with them their 3 adult children, aged 22, 25, and 29, and drove away in their gray Peugeot station wagon. They left their passports, credit cards, and cell phones behind, and when they discovered that their son Mitchell had brought a phone along the trip, they made him throw it out of the window as they were convinced it was being used as a tracking device. Each member of the family, over the course of 6 days, was found one by one. Mitchell was the first to leave the group. After traveling all night with his family, at around 7 a.m. the next morning, he left the car as he was not convinced by the paranoid theories of the rest. Later that day, the 2 daughters of the group, Rihanna and Ella, also left their parents and stole a car and drove to the town of Goulburn, where they reported their parents as missing. The 2 sisters then decided to part ways, as Ella wanted to go home and feed her horses, and Rihanna did not. Police found Ella once she arrived back at the family home. Shortly after, Mitchell also arrived back at the home. Rihanna was the last of the children to be discovered. She was mysteriously found in a catatonic state in the back of a stranger's vehicle. She did not know who or where she was. The next day, Jacoba, the mother of the family, was found aimlessly wandering in the town of Yas, 217 miles away from her last known location. It is unclear how she arrived there and at which point she left her husband. Jacoba was found in a delusional, agitated, and confused state. She and daughter Rihanna were both taken into psychiatric care. As public interest grew, Mitchell and Ella were both interviewed on live TV, where they attempted to explain what had happened to their family and spoke about their missing father. On the 6th day of the ordeal, Mark Tromp was finally found near Wangaratta Airport after seemingly traveling over 900 miles in total, and was taken to the local police station. He didn't appear to appreciate the media attention and offered the middle finger to photographers and reporters. Investigators can find no reason why the family felt the need to flee from their home. No drugs were involved, and no previous history of mental illness has been discovered. Theories ranging from chemical poisoning to stress in the family to toxins in the water or even just a hoax have been put forward. Some are also speculating that the bizarre name, which in English is translated as the madness of many, this disorder can be responsible for close-knit families sharing a heightened delusion of paranoia or fear. Although this is only speculation, the real reason for their actions and their apparent need to escape is yet to be discovered. Number 2. Shroud of Turin. For centuries, Christians had believed the Shroud of Turin was used to wrap Jesus Christ's deceased body in after he had died. Measuring 4.3 meters long and 1.1 meters wide, it seems to portray two faint brownish images, those of the back and front of a gaunt, sunken-eyed 5'7" man bearing a striking resemblance to Jesus Christ, as if a body had been laid lengthwise along one half of the shroud, while the other half had been doubled over the head to cover the whole front of the body from face to feet. Records of the shroud begin in 1390, when a bishop wrote to the anti-pope that the shroud was a forgery and that its creator confessed. Modern scientific analysis has shown that the shroud's material dates back at least as far as 1390, although there is evidence that alterations were made to the cloth during the Middle Ages and that the cloth may be much older. Many theories exist as to the event that created the face on the cloth, and no evidence of dyes have been found by researchers. Some think it formed naturally as the cloth fibers darkened over time, while still others believe it to be a blood stain. Evidence of blood and human DNA have been found by forensic teams, but it is too degraded to be traceable to any time period. The Catholic Church itself has never formally acknowledged the shroud, though it is kept on display in a cathedral in Turin, Italy. Number 1. Aimee Joan Marie Fry Pitzen. In 2011, Aimee Joan Marie Fry Pitzen and her son Timothy were recorded checking in and out of a Wisconsin hotel before Fry Pitzen was found dead and Timothy was missing. Sometime that night or the next morning, she took her own life by slashing her wrists and neck. She had also taken an overdose of antihistamines. The inn's employees found her body at 12:30 p.m. the next day. A suicide note warning her husband Jim, "You'll never find him." It continued, "I can't take the chance of Jim hurting Tim because of my choices, so I've taken him somewhere safe." Fry Pitzen was behaving bizarrely prior to the kidnapping, and it is rumored that she may have been involved in a cult. What do you think happened to Timothy? Do you believe that his mother was being truthful and really handed him over to the care of unnamed individuals? Or do you think it's all an elaborate lie? Leave your comment below. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please let me know by clicking the like button. Do share, write a comment, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can catch up my next video.